the penultimate round, and we're at Brazil, which is the Autodromo Jose Carlos pace. So we are just waiting for our drivers to get ready, and we'll see that a lot of drivers are competing for that those top spots really in the last two races. We do have Thomas on the Red Bull with 287 points, followed by LH44 in the Williams with 242, Stead 6 in the Racing Point at 236, Rocker in the Ferrari on 155, Rayners in the McLaren at 151. We have Apex in the Merc at 147, that guy in the Merc with 107. We've got Benjamin Cardiff in the McLaren on 84, Iron Knight in the AlphaTauri on 77, Nismo in the Red Bull on 76. We have Maverick in the AlphaTauri on 71, Magnus in the Ferrari on 51. We have Farf in the Renault on 51 points, although this is going to be Farf's third race if he's with us today. As we'll have a little look, we are just about to start up. We have 18 drivers on the grid so far, and we do know that Farf will be coming in late, so he will be joining us for the race, so he will be starting at the very back. So I will go through a few of the details of the course, some of the drivers. As we're waiting for this to load, I'll run through the constructor standings. So we have Red Bull on 363, Williams on 274, Racing Point on 255, Mercedes on 254, McLaren on 235, Ferrari on 206, AlphaTauri on 148, Renault on 65, Haas on 40, and Alfa Romeo on 29. Obviously, with the points that are up for grabs per race, you get your 25 for the maximum points really for a racer would be, you got the 25 points plus the 18 plus the fastest lap, so you're looking at 44 points per race. So realistically, Williams cannot win the Constructors' Champions, and it's raining in Brazil, guys. Conversations earlier did say that there could have been rain, and it looks like it's lashing down. So we are looking at the pit. We are sitting right outside the Ferrari pit, and we'll just wait and see if any guys decide if it's worth getting out racing, getting out to put in an early time now, or they're going to wait a little bit and see if the rain dies off. So we can see some drivers are about to head out. And that's Bagos. Is it Bagos that has gone out? Yes, Bagos is the first one out. What we'll do, we'll sit with Bagos. We'll sit with Bagos with this outlap, just so we can see what the course is like. So we can see down here at the Lakes Centre, it is very waterlogged. So the more people get out on the course, the drier it will get, which means it'll be easier to put those times in on the later stage. Oh, it's almost after playing off the course there. This is heavy rain. He's going on the Ducks Bill, which is turn 10, down 10, 11. He's being very careful on his bus. Oh, that guy very nice. He's got a centre for blocking the pit lane. Now that's an open up. This is what I'm taking it and putting straight down the bottom. Sector 1 does have a yellow flag. So people could get a bit slower, take it easy. But let's see what Bagos can do on this first fly on that. there is a slight little racing line available there in front. Just a glimpse of Rayners, it's just not too much where the driver can actually take advantage of it, but it's better than being in the puddle. See, there's a car just slightly ahead. Vapor is clearing off the track. And Bagos is overshot his 3 points. It is west. There's a good chance that happens. A lot of twitching of the steering. Overshooting the corner a little bit again. It's hard to take a good heat with the great braking points for this course at this moment when it's this wet. A little bit wide on that corner, but he keeps it within touch. Take an easy round turn 11, onto turn 12, which is the junction. Up into turn 13, turn 14, onto turn 15, and he sets the car off. 1 minute 22.0, that is a good time for these conditions. And correct Savant straight afterwards with 121.6, a great time there by correct Savant. Iron Knight is coming down onto turn 3. For Duty, off the track a little bit there, he will take another water over. And a great time instead of a 120.2. Fantastic. Carter with a 120.0 and Bagos has left the sector by a little bit. I want to see here, it's like Carter is going quite close. He looks like he's going to be nesting that car back into the pit. But Iron Knight is coming out to 14. That's 10, 15. Over the line. And he's got a 120.6, another good time there by Iron Knight. Making sure what he'll do now is he'll regroup himself and get another lap of it. LH44 with a good time of 120.7. Carter keeps got a fantastic time of 120.6. These times are dead close, guys. So that means that the battle, if the race is in these conditions, is going to be tight. So we're going to flip through Maverick with a 121.8. See Drew is coming out of the pits on his outlap. He's 4-4 in the Williams. He is racing for his championship opportunity here. He needs, in the next 2 races, 45 points, which means he really has to be getting first in this race with the fastest lap, and hoping that Thomas doesn't get points to give him the best shot at the championship next week. LH 44 is putting a time of 120.4. Great time, mate. Completely right to the front. Did he have enough fuel to get on and do another fast lap, or will LH 44 will be into the pits for that? How the times are standing at the moment. So currently at the moment we've got Stead 6 at the top with a 120.2. LH44 with a 120.4. Iron Knight with a 120.6. Carter P with a 120.6. Greg Savant with a 121.6. And Maverick with a 121.8. Still good times. We've got Rayner out on the fast lap now. He is just going through turn 2. We've got Drew on a fast lap. He is in on turn 9. To make sure I got that one right. So yeah, it's turn 9. Good duty. For turn 3 for his fast lap. Peppy. Just left turn 2 on his fast lap. Thomas on his out lap. Let's see how Thomas does when he gets down to the fast lap. And Rocket 90. Rocket is another fast driver. I'm sure he's going to put in a good time. So let's see who's next across this line. I do believe it's Drew. Let's see what Drew's got for us. And I think that time might have been deleted due to the track limits. So we've got Rayner coming out here 13. Turn 14. Turn 15 and going over to onto the pit straight. Straight to second. Provisional second of a 120.3, a fantastic time. All these times top 5 is in half a second of each other. And in the wet, that is nothing in the wet. Let's see how good Beauty is doing. Good Beauty on turn 3. I believe his last lap might have been discounted. Still waiting for Apex, Peppy, Liam, Kirano, Benjamin Carter to come out. Carrot is out now. Rocker. Liver versus the drift, and he's spinning it out. Oh, he might just catch it before getting too much damage. What he'll do now is he'll recover some energy and get back around. That's putting a good lap. I can see LH44 is back out onto the course. Thomas with a fantastic time of a 1:19.6. He's just blown them out of the water that pace. He must be like a ninja in the wet. Fantastic time by Thomas. Good duty with a 1:20.0. That's 2 Red Bulls, 1 and 2 provisionally. And this is Q1, so could all change in Q2 and Q3. With it being wet, it's anybody's game really at the moment. It takes a lot of time, a lot of practice to get this right. Bit of traffic on the course. Ellie's first ball with a time of probably of 1:20.4. We'll be searching for that time. Hello there, Patrick. Nice for you to join us. And yes, it is raining. It's absolutely lashing it down, and these drivers do not like the rain. I kind of preempted rain earlier when I was chatting to some of the drivers. A lot of people don't like rain, but some obviously. So it'll be quite interesting to see how that pans out. When it comes up to any updates to the time, and we are on board with LH44, and he is down to 10. So if that pans out, he's probably put himself in third. If he gets a good run out here, he's also going to squeeze himself off his top row. Let's see how he does. Nice, he comes down in, keeps it tight, and it's a 1:20.089. That is 7/100 behind the GP. These times are quite tight. He's got top 3 at the moment. We have still got step 6 to pull out another fast lap if he can. He is on his out lap at the moment in the racing point. He's coming around 10:14. Iron Knight is coming out of the pit to do another fast lap. Carlo and the Rex Savant are both out on the track at the moment. The track does look like the racing line is drying up a little bit, which means that there will be a bit more grip there, but it means you do have to stay on that racing line, especially around the corners. We've got Liam doing an outlap at the moment to the Williams. Get some heat in those tyres, and Iron Knight goes wide, giving Liam the best chance of a decent lap. Well done there, well played by Iron Knight there, being very respectful to the drivers. Effie on a flat stop at the moment. Iron Knight with a 5 grid penalty with a collision with Carlo. Carlo is off the track at the moment. He needs to nurse that car back on. Iron Knight is as well off the track between turns 5 and 6. He gently does it there. Iron Knight pulling over the side, letting them drive. I have no idea what happened there. Maybe it was Iron Knight coming back onto track after letting some drivers pass and clipping Carlo, but we'll see what happens if this gets brought up into the skillets. So I'm going to run through the times because time has changed. So Thomas on a 1:19.6, a fantastic time. I don't think he's going to be challenged by too many people for that top spot. It looks like a safe time. We have step 6 with a great time of 1:19.9. Just a little bit behind Thomas, but still a fantastic time. For GT of 1:20.0 as well as LH44 at 1:20.0, both times showed close together. A good safe time ready for the end of Q1, which we've got 3.5 minutes left on. Rayner pushing in for another fast lap. Can he get that sub 120 time? And we've just had a jump of Apex. Apex with a 1:20.078. Sticking himself between Duty and LH44. And that's another fantastic time by Apex. He does have these chances where he does pull out some fantastic times. Iron Knight on a 1:20.6. Now, Iron Knight will be pushing as hard as he can, get as high as he can, because he has got that 5 grid place penalty, which means that he could be dropping a big chunk of the way down. Carter with a 1:20.6 currently in the pits. Rex Savant with 1:20.7, as well as Maverick on the 1:20.7. Now these 5 drivers here on the 1:20.6 and 1:20.7. And we have also Rayners at 1:20.3, very competitive drivers. These can't compete for the podium places, so we will be watching that. Drew with 1:21.6. Now Drew is quite new to our racing league. He stepped in now to give it a go and see how he is, and I'm sure he's going to do fantastically well. Benjamin, a regular for McLaren, at the moment sitting on 12th with a 1:21.6. A good time. And I'm sure he will improve that time with no problem. Heavy with 1:24.7. I think Heavy's taking it a little bit easy at the moment, getting used to that course. I'm sure he'll try and get back up there very soon for another quick lap. And we're waiting for Lee to put in a time here. Let's see if he can get himself. He's at 1:04 in sectors 1 and 2. A 1:23.5 he stopped there, but that lap would have been invalid for one of the check points. Oh, Rayners with a faster lap of a 1:19.6, and he takes it off. I thought Thomas wasn't going to get challenged that much, but Rayners had proven he's got the pace for the race in the rain. That is fantastic lap by Rayners, absolutely outstanding. So let's see if we've got what's going on. We've got the duty going Red Bull 1-2. Unfortunately, it looks like you've been knocked down to 5th at the moment, but I'm sure you can get that back. Thomas has been knocked off this hotspot, so I do apologise that my timing is not currently 100%. Okay, that's fantastic. Thanks for that update, Patrick. I will change my audio to drop the volume of the cars. Do apologise. I'm sure that's a lot better. If it isn't, let me know. I've just got an update. Iron Knight has just apologised because it was an accident. Didn't see him, but we'll see how that goes. So that's the end of qualifying Q1 right now. Cars are still on lap now, getting the time, which will be Drew. We're going to run through the times quite quickly. So Rayners 119.6, Thomas 119.6, Iron Knight 119.8, fantastic time there, Iron Knight. Third 6 119.9, Duty 120.0, Apex 120.0, LA 44 120.0, Carlo 120.6, Correct Savant 120.7, Maverick 120.7, Drew 121.6. Good time there, Drew. Just keep improving, mate. You'll do that, no problem. Benjamin Cardiff 121.6. We've got Liam at the moment with 122.2. Hefty with 124.7. We've got Bagos there, who has dropped out the session at the moment on a 122.0. All these drivers will be in should be in Q2. Drivers going out is Kirano, Cairo, Rocker, and that guy Draper, all without a time. That guy Draper got disqualified for stopping in the pit lane. So as we're waiting for time to run down, so Drew is going into the pits now, and we'll cap that off at the moment for Q1 and wait for Q2 to start in any moment soon. So anybody who's listening to the feed right now, can you, if you can, let us know who you think is going to get that podium place, those podium places on the race, as well as who's going to get the pole position to today's qualifying. At the moment, it looks like it could be anybody's game. They're all within 1.5 seconds from first to 10th. So in the rain, that could be anybody's. We got Patrick saying Red Bull. Benjamin Carter, not me. Don't know, Ben. You could do it, mate. You could really do it. You're sitting 12th at the moment, which means you are into the next qualifying session. Just give it a go. Give it all your beans, mate. You've got this. You can do it. 2 seconds, not a big gap in the rain. So Patrick with the Red Bull. Which Red Bull? Is it going to be Kudriti? Is it going to be Thomas? Let us know what you really think, guys. During the race, let us know who you think is the best drivers, because you will get to see what I see. And the game always picks those drivers who gain the most places, but doesn't see those great drivers that don't make places but make a fantastic run. So we're now on we're on Q2 at the moment, and we've got 13 drivers on Q2. So we've got Rayners, Iron Knight, Druro, Liam, Correct Savant, Heffy, the Maverick, Apex, Stead, Thomas, LH44, Benjamin Cardiff, and Carter P, all ready to go out on Q2. The rain does not look as heavy as it did on the last one, but I am sure that it will still be horrendous out there. Let's see. So Correct Savant is the first to go out in the Renault. And let's see if what. So they've all gone for intermediates, which does suit this kind of weather. The rain is dying off lately. There is not as much water on the course, so intermediates might be the best choice. So Patrick's gone for Thomas. Oh, don't blame you. He has got a fantastic track record. It's fantastic times at the moment, but I'm gonna give it out. Personally, I'm gonna give it out to Rayner. I reckon if Rayner pulls off another lap like he did before, he will take pole. Just linking up those corners. This is quite a technical circuit. It is the 5th variation of Brazil. With all these 15 corners, it is quite tight, quite windy. But on the last the first variation in 1940, there was 26 corners. It spanned over 4.9 miles. It took you over 2.5 minutes to complete one lap. I really don't think if you went to say if you put these modern Formula 1 cars on that course, I'm sure they would bring it down to less than 2 minutes. So we've got to find someone who is just about to start a flying lap. Ride on board with them, and I'll talk you through the course as they go around the course. This is one coming to turns 1 and 2. This is known as the FNR bends. Okay, this is cutting in from one lane to another off the old course. The old course we used to go around the outside. So now coming to turn 4 and 5, which is called the lake descent. So there is a lake on the right hand side just behind the stands. Pushing up into turns 6 and 7, which is known as the horseshoe. This is a nice sweeping bend. Technically to a double apex corner. Onto Little Orange. I believe this is because there was a little orange tree here. And then onto Little Pine because there was a little pine tree there. Onto the Duckbill corner, which is turn 10. Now this is a tight right hand bend moving into a sweeping left hand turn 11, which is called the dive. A great time by Carter P with a 1:18.3, and onto the junction of turn 12. Go around Coffee, which is turn 13, turn 14, and then turn 15, which is the bleachers. Okay, for those people watching us on YouTube, see if you can find out what turn 14 is called. It's kind of an obvious name for a corner, I will be honest. But let's see who's quick enough to find out what it's called and letting me know. So at the moment we've got a few times just bundle in with what said 6 on a 1:17.2. Drew on a 1:18.0, fantastic time there, Drew. Carter on a 1:18.3, Liam on a 1:18.7, Benjamin on a 1:19.3, and Maverick on a 1:22.8. I'm sure Maverick took an easy go there, getting used to the course. He can put a lot more time into that. Let's jump on board with Iron Knight and see how he's doing. He has just come out of turn 3, so he will be hammering down to turn 4 and 5, and he will be able to tell us where Correct Savant is. Correct Savant is coming up to turn 15. And he's over time. Correct Savant with a 1:18.6. Another great time there. So we're still waiting for times from Rayner, Iron Knight, Heffy, Thomas, and LH44. Are these guys waiting for the rain to die off a bit more? I can see Iron Knight is out on course. Looks like he is recharging his batteries. So we have on board at the moment. We are on board with Iron Knight, and let's see if we can break up the information for his lap data. And he's gone into the pits. He'll be getting some more fuel and going out back out and give it another go. Heffy on his fast lap at the moment, putting a 19-second first sector. Sector 3 has got yellow. Invalid lap there. Looks like he must have gone off course at some point. Recharge your batteries here. Oh, he's off course a little bit again. So sector 3 has got yellow flags waving at the moment. Oh no. Heffy switch to the back end and goes into the wall. Unfortunate there, Heffy. That's unfortunate to see. And that would have the yellow flags out for sector 3 for a little bit longer now. So apart from Rayner, all our drivers are in the pit. So let's ride on board Rayner as he takes a flying lap on his own on the course, which will be a great opportunity for him to turn 1 and 2. Sweep hand, left hand there for turn 3. Straight on to turn 4. This is a DRS zone, but we don't have DRS F in the rain. DRS turn 4 and 5 of the lake descent. Onto the horseshoe. It's a little bit wide on that corner, but that would be the rain that's taking a big part of it. Into the little orange, nice and tight. Straight into the little pine tree. Open out onto the duckbill. Nice and tight, taking it easy, not to spin out. Onto turn 11, which is the dive. Round into the junction. Up through a cafe, or coffee, depending on how you want to say it. Through turn 14, which I'm still waiting for a name from, if anybody can tell me. And turn 15. And over the finish line, with a nice time of a 117.6. It's a nice time there by Rayner. Very competitive front row time. So we have a few drivers out, on the outlets. We have Apex, Iron Knight, Thomas. I'm going to ride on board with Thomas with his flying lap because he is our front row contender. Uses as much track as he can. Runs a little bit wide there. Luckily that lap has not been invalidated. Makes a good sector 1 over 119.0. Little twitch of the rear wheels through turn 4 and 5, onto the horseshoe at turn 6 and 7. Round the little orange. Onto the little pine tree. Up into the duckbill. Through the dive, this should be full pelt. Don't lift off. Straight into hard braking into the junction. Open the throttle slightly. Drop the pedal now, and go. Lift off. Don't lift off at all through turns 13, 14, and 15. These are fast corners. They should be taken at full speed, and we're looking at a 117.686. That is 26 thousandths of a second between Thomas and Rayner, which is fantastic. It looks like Thomas can get more time out of that lap. Went wide a couple of corners, took a couple of corners a bit more delicately, and we've got Apex and Iron Knight dropping in times of a 17.3 and 17.5 respectively. Benjamin's improved his time, I can see 118.6, that's a fantastic time there, Ben. All these times are still quite competitive, anything can change. We are waiting for LH44 to put in a good time. He's just selecting his wheels at the moment, I can see them changing between soft and mediums. Is he thinking about the best time? Is he thinking about whether it's ready for slicks. Thomas with a 117.1, an improvement by 5/10 of a second. We've got yellow flags in sectors 1 and 2, and that's been cleared dead quick. That must be the drivers running a little bit wide in the corner. Got Carter going out to another fast lap. Let's see if he clears his time. He takes off 2/10 of a second. He's in provisional 7th at the moment, which is a great position. So we can still waiting for LH44 to put in a fast lap. He is on his out lap at the moment. It looks like half the drivers are out, half the drivers are in. I would say half the drivers are in, half the drivers are still either in the pits or on their out lap now. Question would be, is the ones who are in the pit right now, are they going to get out in time to do another lap, or are they going to hold out? So now we're starting the lap with LH44. Let's see how he does in sector 1. Thomas got a 119.0 in sector 1. Using all the course he can here, Liam, with a 118.9. If he carries this pace all the way through, he will be taking off about 2-3 off Thomas's time. But you can't judge it by each sector, because each sector is different. Nice and tight there from LH44 as he heads up to turn 10. Nice and wide, cuts in nice and tight. Everything's up smoothly. Through into the dive. Up to the junction. Nice and tight through turn 14. Up to turn 15. At that time of a 117.7. Lost a bit of time through the middle sector, but I'm sure he's got enough time to get another lap in. I'm sure he's going to make the most of it. He's already taken off time from his previous lap for his sector 1, so another good sector there from LH44. We have 20 seconds left for people to start their flying lap, and it's only Liam who's on their lap at the moment. Has he got enough time to get across that lap line? Yes, he's definitely got more than plenty of time there. So I'll go back to LH44, who gets dropped down to 8th as more people put some times in above. So Thomas with a 117.1. Rayners with a 117.2. Great time there by Rayners with a 117.2. And that is LH44 coming into the pits. Now, just evaluated LH44's laps there. He tends to lose a bit of time in those middle sections, and it is the technical part of the course. And once you go wide a little bit there, and you get in time gets invalidated, you have to start thinking about set yourself up for the next lap. Obviously, he didn't have time for a next lap, but with a 117.7, it is quite a safe time. He should be safe to go through into Q3. So this is Q3 end, and we are waiting for our drivers. to either go back into the pit or finish their lap. We've got Liam now, who's unable to improve on his time, unfortunately. And instead, Six is going into the pits. So the track looks like it's dried off quite a bit there. Great clouds are still sitting in there. But we are looking at top 5 of Thomas, Rayners, Stead 6, Apex and Iron Knight. Times there are tight. There is just over a second between 1st and 10th. 1.5 seconds, just over 1.5 seconds between 1st and 12th. So that is still quite tight. Weather conditions do play a big part. So as we can see, Thomas, Rayners, Stead 6, Apex, Iron Knight, Maverick, Carter, LH44, Druro and Benjamin Cardiff all go through into tier Q3. Unfortunate for correct Savans, Liam, who's just outside of that time, and Heffy, who clipped his right wheel on turn 14. Now, just for you people out there, turn 14 is actually called Up to the Pits. It's such a basic name. It's the corner just before the pit entry. So it's a little bit of knowledge there for you about the course. Now, the Autodromo Jose Carlos pace, this configuration has been going around since the year 2000. It has 15 turns, 10 to the left, 5 to the right. The 5th variation of for the track at this location. Previous score, I said, it was a 4.9 miles with 26 turns. See, the old variation used to go straight on. Instead of cutting in at the centre S bend, turns 1 and 2, used to go straight on, right round the lake at the bottom end, comes up and cuts into the course, the current course, between turns 6 and 7. Then goes back on the current course, back up to turn 2, then cuts down round in between the two straights of it, between turns 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. It has like a big U bend down there, then cuts in at turn 7 and carries on with the course. So the majority course has not changed. It's just little elements that cut into the other road, cutting off a big chunk of the course. Really, personally, I quite like the old look of the course. I think the old course was nicer. I thought it was, but it had a nice dynamic to it. It had a lot more straights, so you had chances for the high-powered cars to make a difference. Whereas this is quite technical, quite tight, quite twisty. Does give those cars with a little bit less power a chance to catch up. We are waiting to go into our Q3 at the moment. And just jumping onto the driver chat room to see if there's any comments from our drivers. So currently at the moment we are waiting for the lobby to update. So yeah, Benjamin, you are through into Q3, and I'm sure that you. I'm sure that you'll be, Joe. You'll get up there. You'll get in the mix of the front runners, no problem. So now we're in Q3. Q3 with Rayner, Iron Knight, Duo, the Maverick, Apex, Stead 6, Thomas, LH44, Benjamin Cardiff, and Carter P. So we do have one Red Bull left. We have both McLarens are up there. GIA, AlphaTauris, we've got a Ferrari, we've got a Haas, a Racing Point, and a Williams, all mixing it up. And was that the Haas that was out? Yes. Carter straight out again. Let's have a look and see. So at the moment it looks like this is going to be a dry session. So everybody's sticking on their soft tyres, getting the best laps they can. We're looking at a 10. We're looking for 106, 105 if we can. Some fantastic fast tyres from all the drivers available to us. So we've got Carter out first, Benjamin Carter's out, Maverick's out, Drew out, and we've got 11 minutes left of this. Steaders go ahead, jumped out now. And Carter is gone off of it. No problem there, Carter. It's not, you're not in one of those sections where it does affect your next lap, but just take it a little bit easy, and you'll be good. Stead 6 on an out lap. Apex coming out of the pits. Rayners coming out of the pits. Only two people not to come out just yet is Thomas and LH44 is out now. We're waiting for Thomas to make an appearance. And Carter's just jumped straight back into pits and must have flash spotted. The Ferrari is coming in. Off row. Must not be happy with the tyres that they're currently selected. So we'll have a ride on board with Benjamin Cardiff to see how he does on this lap. A nice line through those corners there. Nice and tight, push it onto that apex as much as he can. 10-10 is quite tricky. And what I'll do now, I am just going to I'm going to invite our friend F1 Farf so you can join in. Okay, so Farf, if you're listening, I've sent an invite, my friend. So you should be able to join us for the race. So let me know if you've got that. So currently at the moment we've got a time of 108.7 from Stead, a 108.8 from Iron Knight, a 109.1 from Apex, a 109.8 from Maverick, a 109.3 from Benjamin. Rain over 108.4. Sterzer's got the fastest lap now over 108.3. This is fantastic racing, fantastic qualifying. So we have 7 minutes left of qualifying. So the top 3 races were Stead 6 with 108.3, Reno 108.4 and Thomas with 108.8. I Knight with 108.8, Carlo 109.0, Apex 109.1, Benjamin 109.3, Maverick with 109.8. We have Drew out on a fast lap at the moment, and LH44. He's currently on his outlap. So let's see how Drew does on his time. He's on 53 seconds on sectors 1 and 2. And an update from Clark saying he's in. So Drew with a 110.0. Now Drew is still quite new to the league, so he will be gaining valuable experience from this qualified session. LH44 currently on turn 8 and 9. Oh sorry, no, 10 and 11, sorry, I have to apologise. Push him round onto turn 13, turn 14. Past 15. And fastest time of a 108.2. That's a fantastic time there, LH44. It's optimistic with the times I said earlier, but I'm sure we can get a lot faster out of these races at the moment. We are still learning this course as they go round. Now, Patrick, do you want to change your mind on who you think is going to go the fastest? Don't worry if not, because I do believe Thomas can actually pull out some unstoppable lap times here. But it is still quite tight at the top, and it's still anybody's race. So we've got quite a lot of our drivers on the out laps. We've got Maverick on a fast lap at the moment. Let's have a look and see what time he's got going. Maverick now coming around there, turn 13. Around turn 14. and he's gone into the pits. Maverick was on a good time. He's got a 109.8 currently. Who's out for another run. We've got 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes left. We have step 6, he's on a fast lap. Hopefully Drew does not go fast and Drew stays wide. Thank you, Drew, for that. We don't want anybody messing up someone else's lap. Rayners on an out lap at the moment. Thomas on his fast lap coming round. He's off by 1/2 a second. Drew between 14 and 15. Goes far right as he can. And it's 1:08.6. He is. So that has not improved his time. I think that time was invalidated. Maybe he's exceeded track limit for one record. Carlo's improved his time by just a little, just short of 2/10 so far. And Rayner over 16.9 on sector 1. Step 6 has jumped up to over 107.7. That's a fantastic time, nearly half a second quicker than LH44, who is now currently on an out lap. Rayner go through the duckbill onto the dive. Get back to him in a moment, because Carlo was just about to go. And the time of a 1:08.5. He knocks off a little bit of time, but doesn't change his position. Rayner, he is up to like 2/10. Can we get a squeeze a bit more time out? 1:08.1. He has taken second from LH44, who is currently on an out lap. Thomas is still in pits. Iron Knight. The Iron Knight's going to make he's up by 1.8 seconds. I'm not too sure whether he's made a mistake somewhere and had to correct it, and that's why he's lost his time. But he is a front runner competitor. Apex. He is down on his time. He needs to make a big difference here, and he's not made any difference to his time, and that's his chance over. We do have LH44, who is currently just scraping a little bit of time off his current time by 6/1000, which would be enough to put him into second. Can he squeeze a little bit more? Oh, so close. There is literally 4 1,000s between LH44 and Rayner. Statistics is quite happy sitting there at first. Rayner in second, LH44 in third, Carter in fourth, Thomas in fifth, Iron Knight in sixth, Maverick in seventh, Apex in eighth, Benjamin Cardiff in ninth, and Drew in 10th. That's our front runners, guys. So close. It's unbelievable how close it was between LH44 and Rayner for that time. And as I said, that's our standards at the moment. Stead, Rayner, LH44, Carter, Thomas, Iron Knight, the Maverick, Apex, Benjamin Cardiff, and Drew. So now we're on to the race. So just while we're waiting there, we'll give a shout out to our sponsors, which is Sim Racer Coin. So Sim Racer Coin is a cryptocurrency system out there that's looking to reward esport drivers on their successes in their leagues on various of different levels. Now with Sim Racer Coin joining as a sponsor for Rayners Racing League, it means that future seasons that there will be some rewards for people who finish first, second and third, which gives a bigger incentive, more of a reward for those who put in the effort, put in the time and compete at these levels to win, which is fantastic to see. Gives a lot more for the guys to work towards, which means we're going to get a lot more competitive racing for all of us out there. So we're now opening up onto our formation lap. So it's 36 laps of the Interlagos circuit. As you can see, Stead 6 leading the pack nice and smoothly, warming up those tyres where they can. With a technical circuit, you've got to find it at every single straight. You've got to get those heat into those tyres. You're sitting back thinking, oh yeah, I'll warm it up on the finish straight. No. That's not going to work on this course. You've got to get it in before you hit the second section, because you're not going to get much heat, because you're not going to be getting the speed to get those corners to heat them up either. So take it on the straights. Pitch strategies are soft to mediums, soft to hards, mediums to hards. So let's see what everybody's running with at the moment. So we have a mixture of softs and mediums across the board, and we have two people hard, which is Liam and Kirano. Now I've seen Liam race with hards at the start before, and he does really well. He gets a very long stint, meaning he can go on the softs and make a more effective finish. Kojiti disqualified from his warm-up lap, so that naughty boy is going to get sent back to the grid. So no warming up his tyres. As you can see, Step 6 is slowing the pack down again to give himself the opportunity to get as much heat in that tyre, getting closer together, which means he's not going to be waiting as long on that start finish. Straight in the comment, turn 15. Still look guys just leaving turn 13 as Stead slows down a little bit more. And now they take their places on the grid. So please guys, just let us know what you believe. Who's going to be winning this race? Thomas only has to make sure he gets 7 points out of this race, so that LH44 cannot win. So now we're opening up, we can see a Carlo's joint went really wide at the bottom. So this is where all hectic goes loose on the timing screen. But we'll stick with Stead 6 because we do know he's in the lead, and LH44 is right behind him by the looks of it. Rayner is in third. A little bit of swinging there, battling at the back there, I can see. But luckily no one is out of the race so far. So as the time screen is adjusted, has Clark actually jumped up 11 places already. And Farf is up at 9th. That's a fantastic. If that is completely true, which I'll go down now and check. Farf in the Renault. He has made that many places. I thought there was a glitch in the system, but that is fantastic. Fantastic movement by Farf on first lap. I don't think I've ever seen anybody make that many places that quickly without anybody crashing out. The people are still jostling up and down the path. So we've got LH44 as LH44 is just 8 tenths behind Stead 6, who is opening up that gap. Without DRS, there's no way of just quite tough for them to close that gap down. Carlo with an early penalty there. Rayners already 1 second behind LH44. So even with the DRS, he will not be getting anything from that. Thomas has made up 1 place to 4th to capitalise as much as he can. He holds out in this position, he will be getting a lovely bundle of 12 points, which will secure that championship for him. Far flying up the table, he is now in 6th. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable, and DRS has now been enabled. So now we can see these gaps going to be cut down, and Carter with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. This will be going off track at set points, and the Renault is a great looking car. You can't deny that. That spoiler looks absolutely fantastic. Looks very mean. Maverick is down by 1 place, but he's only been usurped by Farf. But he has got both Ferraris hounding at his back. It's like a pack of wild dogs chasing after him. That guy Draper in a little bit of battle with Drew at the moment. Can he make that move with the stick? And he is on medium tyres, whereas Drew is on soft. And there's a bit of a contact. That guy Draper didn't brake quick enough and clipped the back of Drew, but it doesn't make any difference to Drew's race, which is fortunate for that guy Draper, because that could cost him a few seconds on a penalty. Benjamin Cardiff has lost a couple of places, but he is battling to get them back. Ferraris are not giving way to him. And we've got Apex who's dived into the pits. Apex has dropped quite a few places. I think he might have got a bit of damage there. Farf at the moment, he is 1.5 seconds behind Carter. Has he got it in him to cut that time down? I'm sure he has. Carter is half a second behind Thomas, who is half a second behind Rayners, who is only 7 tenths behind LH44. But Stead 6 has opened up a gap of 2.6 seconds. Now we do know LH44 needs to get first to keep his hopes alive of clinching that championship away from Thomas. With 45-point difference of 52 points maximum available, he can only afford to lose 7 points with what is the difference between first and second. But he would need the fastest laps as well for both races. As for the point scheme for the constructor title, Racing Point do have the opportunity to jump into second. They are only 19 points behind the Williams. And Rayners has got second. He has managed to take it off of LH44, which puts LH44 in sight of Thomas. If Thomas passes LH44, it doesn't matter whereabouts on the table they finish. That would be the end of the championship battle there at the top. But Stead 6 is actually also battling 4 second. He is 6 points behind LH44. Instead 6, if he gets the fastest lap and wins and Thomas is out, he just needs to repeat that feat in the final race to clinch the title himself. So it is still a 3-horse race mathematically, but it is Thomas's race to lose. Thomas just needs points, that's all he needs, a half decent point score, and he has got that title. Now Farf has managed to catch up with Carter. He is drafted, he is sucking his exhaust, and that's it. He's made the move on the inside, and he has clinched 5th. That's 15 places that Farf has made. He is now hunting down Thomas. Just at 6 with an open gap of 3.2 seconds. LH44 behind Rayners are with half a second. Thomas behind him by another half second, and Farf behind him by another half second. So it is like the battle is close between those drivers. Have we got any battles further down the grid? We have a battle between Quadriti and that guy Draper. Quadriti looks like he's got there. I do think that guy Draper is holding some damage on his front wing, but Quadriti goes wide. Commentators care that Quadriti has dropped. Perhaps has to move from 19th to 12th, but he was almost in 9th, and I do apologise if I've cursed you on that. But that guy Draper has dived into the pit with Iron Knight to get some body repair work done. Front wings for both by the looks of it. Yeah, front wings for both. Now, Bagos having a few early problems by the looks of it, has now managed to start closing down that gap to start getting back into it. He's got some clear air in front of him. I'm sure he's going to be closing that gap to Heavy very shortly. Correct Savant is right behind Liam. Liam in the second. Williams holding off quite well. Quadriti just 7/10 behind Benjamin Cardiff for that last point place. Quadriti is a fantastic racer in that Red Bull. He is sure to be putting pressure on Benjamin all the way around this until he either makes that move or Benjamin gets a bit of extra pace and opens that gap up. Now Benjamin's not that far behind Drew. And Quadriti's made the move into 10th. Fantastic move by Quadriti. And we've got Magnus just saying hello. He's going to be watching Quadriti very carefully, because Quadriti is a great competitor to Magnus, and I do believe you've got someone in your car today, Magnus. If you can remind us who it is. And I've just noticed that we've got Kirano who's also not managed to finish the race. I do believe it's Drew that's in Magnus's car. So Drew is looking to get some points for Ferrari. Now Ferrari themselves are sitting 6th in the Constructor Championship. They are 29 points behind McLaren, which is still quite doable. So we're going to jump up, because Farf has managed to get to 2nd. I do not know how this guy has managed to. In 9 laps, he has done what most people think is quite impossible, especially at Brazil. Brazil is one of those tough courses that you really need to pull your socks up to actually manage to pull off some of the battle here. And he's 4.6 seconds behind first place. Now Farf, if he gets this, that'll be 3rd win in a row. If Farf had started with us at the beginning of the season, he would have been smashing it by the looks of it. And he is closing that gap. That gap is coming down slowly. says 4.6, but I can see it just edging away, just chipping away. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how it ends up, but we've got Thomas on the back end of LH44. Now Thomas has got DRS. He's in that DRS zone, so he'll be catching that as well. Now we've got 3-second time penalty for Drew for corner cutting. That would have been a couple of warnings he got. Just a notable notice there for Rocker, who's jumped up 11 places like Hood Duty. These drivers did start at the very back and now have managed to get into the points and scoring well. Rayners is down in 15th. If someone can let me know what happened to Rayners there, because it's not like him to be dropped down there. It looks like he might have picked up some damage and had to repair it. Let's have a look to see what the race director said. So we've had Rayners come in with front wing damage, so that's why he's got front wing damage. He's come in and got that repaired. So we've got Bagos, Apex, Carano, who's come in front end damage and went on to intermediate tyres. Gone back out, had to come back in to get put back onto hard, and I think that's when they've decided to pull the car out the race. If you lose that, once you lose that big gap, sometimes it's really hard to get back into the race. But every single race, every single pit has been for a front wing. We do have a lot of penalties popped up for us. And we'll go through those penalties a little bit later and see what we can see. And that looked like Bagos has made a move on Rayners. Bagos is a quick driver. He might be sitting down low in this race at the moment, but he is very quick. He has a very competitive, aggressive nature, but he takes his chances when he can, and he tries to do it with the minimum risk. But with an aggressive driver like him, sometimes he does clip a wing or two, but I can't fault him for his driving style, because he does get results when he needs to. The duty's dropped down a little bit there. It looks like he might have come off course, but there is a time penalty on a lot of drivers here at the moment. Liam has made a move on Drew, so he is now into 9th, and Liam is up 3 places. Drew with another 3-second time penalty. Please, Drew, be careful with your penalties there. Take a little bit more caution on those corners. Benjamin starts on an 8th, and looks like in this position he's going to stay in 8th because there's a big gap behind and in front of him. Maverick is down by 1 place, but only because Rocket has managed to fight his way through the pack. Toyota is down by 1 place, so is LH44, and this is only because you've got a driver such as Carlo who's managed to fumble his way up 2 seconds, and he's got 3 points, well, less than 3 seconds between him and first, which he was eating away at that time. Within the last 4 laps, he has taken almost 2 seconds off, and you can see Stead right in front of him. This is going to be an epic battle at the end. I could see it happening, and I cannot wait to see what the end result's going to be. Thomas is up 2 places. He is in front of LH44. If the race finished right now, Thomas will be declared the champion. And we've got Bagos with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's a simple, easy mistake to do, and Bagos has retired. A good driver is not able to finish today, unfortunately, for whatever reason. It's never good to see a good driver falling out of a race. And Quad Duty seems to be slipping back down the pack. And I can't see why that would be. So we're going to jump on board with some of the drivers. So it looks like he's not with us at the moment. He's away from his keyboard. He's AFK, which means that the car would not drive as fast as he would drive it. So it opens the door for drivers like Apex, Ironite, Cairo to take those places. Rayner fighting his way back from near enough dead last. He is going to be hounding down these drivers, taking over them, get back into those points and secure a nice point bundle for McLaren. That guy Draper, good driver, take it into turn 1. He has got a gap of 2.4 seconds to catch up to Heffy, and Heffy with 8.5 seconds in front of him. He's got a lot of work to catch up with Drew, who's in the last points position. Cairo with a 5-second penalty. That was speeding the pit lane up for him. Liam in 9th. Liam has had a good few laps there. And we've just seen Farf just take first. Stead's coming into the pits and Farf has made that opportunity and taken first. So yes, we've got Farf in first, Thomas in second, LH44 in third, Maverick in fourth, Stead sixth, now in fifth after going into pits. Benjamin Carter in sixth, Liam in seventh, Carter in eighth. And now we've got Rocker, who is making a standing leap through the pack. That guy Draper again making great jumps through. At 10th, Heffy up 2 places in 11th. Rayners, who's dropped down 10 places, but is making strides to get that gap back in 12th. Iron Knight in 13th, Apex in 14th, Duro in 15th. Must have went into the pits there. It's important to drop down from 10th. Duty in 16th, Cairo in 17th, Effects of Arms in 18th. And on board with Correct Savant, who has crashed into the pit wall. That should be a safety car, but it might only just be a yellow flag. I don't know what happened there with Correct Savant. Whether that would have been an issue with the driver and the steering wheel controls. The Farf is 5 seconds clear of Thomas. There is 0.7 seconds in front of LH44. Maverick is 13 seconds behind them. That's a big gap. That means Farf has got a 3 pit stop pretty much. He will drop in. Probably in between Stead 6 and Carlo. He's given that big gap there. And the Mandalorian took his helmet off. I think that might be reference to the crash that we witnessed with Correct Savant. That's quite funny, that, Patrick. Thank you for that. So I'm currently riding on board with Maverick because I'm expecting to see, with an opening gap in front of him, that he will be making strides to get the fastest lap. Dead 6 is closing that gap down slowly behind him. Carter is 4 seconds down. So this gap between all the drivers is not going to be much competition. The top biggest competition will be between LH44 and Thomas at the moment, who is within 1 second of him. And looks like Thomas has taken a tricky turn 9. He's allowed LH44 to get a little bit closer. And Patrick with Farf is too fast for everyone. Yes, he is rapping. But Farf is he joined the league quite late, so even though he will be catching upward points, he will not be able to. Oh, sorry for interrupting. Farf has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That would be exceeding track limits, which means that people don't have to overtake him now. They just have to sit back behind him if they have the penalties themselves. Yeah, Farf is very fast. He somehow he's managed to get through all 19 other cars. I'm still waiting for this move from LH44 at some point, because time just keeps fluctuating between half a second and 8 tenths. And I have to get through the back markers. It looks like there's a bit of a gap now opening up between the two drivers. Right then, so all you viewers out there, please let us know who you think is worthy of driver of the day. Obviously, Farf would then get some position change. But is there any other drivers that you believe that we should get recognised for the efforts that they've had today? We are just over halfway through our race. I'm sure Patrick's going to come up with someone who he thinks deserves to be driver of the day. And I'll probably end up going with it, to be honest, because he has been with me through this race watching the whole thing. So much of a time penalty. This is almost everyone with time penalties at the moment. Rocco having a clean race at the moment, 9 places up, which I believe that he may end up, if he keeps this up, he might clinch my driver of the day. Is it? That looks good. It's probably my connection on it is showing like he's hyper revving. So we've got that guy Draper who is less than a second behind Rocker. And that looks like more than 1 second behind him. Oh, it's 3 seconds, sorry, I've read it wrong. Rocker closing down on Liam. Now Liam's on now in 7th, he's up a few places. I just slammed on a little bit there. Liam looked like, I don't know whether Liam was letting him pass, or whether Liam's got a little bit of problem trying to keep up with the pace. But it seems that Liam is still behind Rocker, so he's not letting Rocker get away with it that quick. Farf is down into the pits. So We are still waiting for Thomas and LH44 to make their pit stop. Liam, Maverick as well. Well, Maverick's got into pit now himself. So Liam's waiting for Liam to get a pit, and Quadruti as well. Tires at the moment. What is everybody on? So we've got Thomas on mediums, still to pit in, so he might stretch it out a little bit longer to go on to soft, same as LH44. Farf is now on softs. I don't know whether he's going to end up getting another set of tyres, but let's jump it. So that's Thomas, LH44 and Carlo in the pits. Now front wing damage for LH44, which means that Thomas might end up getting a bit of a gap on him. They've gone onto hard tyres, so they haven't stretched it out long enough for him to go on soft tyres, but they do have to change compounds because they started on the mediums. LH44 is on the softs. Now LH44, it's got to balance this out. He has got the grip, he can make a big difference and close down on Thomas instead. 6. But then, are those tyres going to last? We have got a virtual safety car which will help those with tyre problems. And the virtual safety car is allowed Liam to go in. We've got Carter, who may have retired by the looks of it, because he's out of the race currently. Please, if anybody knows what happened to Carter, please let me know. So I'm going to go through top to bottom, run through what our standards are now that the virtual safety car has been dropped. Race control has put in, before I do that, has put a drive-through penalty for Duro for speeding under the virtual safety car, which is a big no-no there, Duro. And Heffy as well by the looks of it. Please guys, bear in mind that the virtual safety car is there for people's safety, which means you've got to slow down. So we have, currently at the moment, we have Farf who's in first with one muffled soft tyres. Does he have the ability to stretch them to finish? He has got 11 seconds over Stead at the moment. We've got 8 lap old hard tyres. They will definitely go this distance. Thomas on hard tyres is third. LH44 with soft tyres, brand new soft tyres, is in fourth, and looking like he is going to start closing that gap down to Thomas. Rocker in fifth with 9 lap old hard tyres. I'm sure that'll get to the end. Maverick with 2 lap old soft tyres is 6th. Rayners, who's managed to fight his way up into point positions, is now in the pits. I'm sure he's going to get a set of soft tyres. Yep, softs go on. He'll drop a few places, but he will battle back into them point places. Liam's got the fastest lap of a 1:10.2. That's a fantastic lap time there, Liam. A little bit clearer in front of him, it's actually helped him. Heffy with a 3-second penalty. So we've got Iron Knight with 17 lap old medium tyres. He will need to come in soon. Farf has put in a new fastest lap of a 1:09.4. Will answer back dead quick to Liam's fastest lap. Ben Cardiff, who is currently sitting in 8th with 8 lap old hard tyres, which should get the distance. That guy Draper with fresh soft tyres. right behind Ben's Carlo. This is going to be a passive move here by the looks of it. Benjamin giving a little bit of room, being respectful on the course, and has allowed Draper to get through. And Benjamin has gone into 50. We've been putting on a fresh set of soft tyres by the looks of it to battle in for those point places, because those hard tyres didn't look like they were going to compete. Iron Knight, with 18 laps of medium tyres, is having a hell of a stint in those tyres. I'm looking for our next battle on the track, and it's quite hard to see. I think it might be that guy Draper closing in on Iron Knight, but he's still got 2.6 seconds to work on. Thomas with 1.9 seconds behind Stead, 6. Both on hard tyres, but one's a little bit older than the other. That time is sticking around 2.1 seconds, and that guy Draper has managed to get past Iron Knight, but that's because Iron Knight has dropped into the pits. Fresh set of soft tyres by the looks of it, and away he goes. He will be battling with Rayner, Liam and Draper for those few places at the back of the point scoring places. Rayner with 8 seconds clear space in front of him is surely about to put in some seriously good lap times. Going up to Thomas with who's 1.5 seconds behind Stead, 6. We have got 9 laps including this one to go. And he's got him in sight. He is hounding him down. Will penalties make any difference? Yes, he only needs to be within 2 seconds to take that second place away from him. So if the race finishes as it stands now, we will be looking at Thomas being in second, sealing that championship title. So Rocker with who is up to 5th at the moment. He's on 12 lap old hard tyres. Is slowly and surely closing that gap down to LH44. He's been up 12 places. He is so far right now. He is my racer of the day. He's had a great drive and he's clean racing. That's more worth it than smashing through the field and picking up penalties left, right and centre. It's just clean racing is way forward for us. Do like a clean racer here at Rayners Racing League. Iron Knight there with 1 place up at 10 in the final point spot. He is on fresh soft tyres, so he is looking to be battling in with those higher up and holding off Apex behind him. As you've seen on at the moment, Apex is away from. Oh no, he's back and ready to go. He will be pushing and pushing to see if he can close that gap to Iron Knight. Benjamin, who's put on some fresh medium tyres, will be looking to try and get into those point places. Drew on hard tyres at the moment. Found a little bit hard there. Stead 6 has overlapped him. Carlo away and Heffy doing everything he can to catch up with Carlo. There's 7 laps left to go. And a bit of a spin out there for Heffy. 10-14 came up under for him. And that's Heffy has crashed. He's now out of the race, unfortunately. In a similar place to where he crashed out in qualifying, just on the other side of the road. So that yellow flag is briefly out. That's been cleared up, and the racing is still going on. Now fourth is ahead by 21 seconds. That's a huge gap. He could easily just come into the pit to put a fresh set of softs on. Now where he goes, he'll still be in first by the looks of it. And is that a little bit of rain? Is that enough rain to make people jump onto intermediates before the end of the race? I think Thomas might want the rain to come in, because he had a fantastic lap on the intermediate tyres, as well as the wet. He did absolutely brilliant in qualifying. With five laps left to go, is that enough time for the rain to make any effect on the track? It certainly will change your braking points. You will have to brake a little bit earlier. Traction will be down, so smoothly on the accelerator coming out those corners. Rocket is seen to take a little tiny bit of time out of the difference between himself and LH44. He only needs to take another 5 seconds off in the next 4 laps, and he could end up coming into a 4th place. Let's see in comparison to the leader how they are sitting. So we've got Stebbins 23 seconds, Thomas 24, LH 29, Rocco 40, Maverick 45, Baker 51, Liam 58, Rayner 104, Iron Knight 107, and the rest are over a lap away from the leader. It does make looking at this does make look like he's miles and miles ahead, which he probably is, to be fair. But it doesn't give any representation to the drivers in the middle or battling for other places. So we've got Thomas here, who is slowly catching up with Step 6. He is within DRS, sir. We could be seeing a overtake in the next couple of laps between these two. Rocket seems to be falling away from LH44. I don't think he's going to be able to make that difference. Can't see any more battles further down, so we're going to ride on board with Thomas as he tries to reel in Stead 6. Thomas with quite a clean line. He is looking for, waiting for his mistakes now. They are on similar tyres. Just that. Thomas his are a lot newer. For how much difference does that make? That's the key part of this. As we come into lap 34 or 36. So we've got 3 laps left, and the gap is down from less than 2 tenths. Thomas looking for the outside line of turn 1. Decides to back off, giving Step 6 a little bit of breathing space. But they've got DRS. Is he going for the inside lunge? He doesn't. He closes that gap right down. A bit more breathing space. Patiently waiting for the best opportunity to overtake, waiting for a mistake, waiting for an open gap, waiting for a good run, whatever it takes. Not risking the front wing, because Thomas knows that if he drops out the points, he's opening himself up for LH44 to make a difference. LH44 needs a first, a second and 2 fastest laps without Thomas scoring a single point to win championship. So Thomas just needs a clean race. He needs to finish this cleanly. I'm running the penultimate lap. Lap 35 or 36. We have Far from first, Thomas in second, Stead 6 and third, LH44 in fourth, Rocker in fifth, Maverick is sixth. That guy Draper is seventh. We've just seen a little wheel-to-wheel contact between Thomas and Stead 6. Liam in eighth, Rayner in ninth, Iron Knight in 10th. So yeah, that's your top 10 places. We've got Apex in 11th, Benjamin Cardiff in 12th, Drio in 13th, Cairo in 14th, Quadruti in 15th, Heffy, Carter, Correct Savant, Bagos and Kirano all did not finish. They're all out for various reasons, whether it was terminal damage or retiring into the pits. Right on board Thomas, we are looking for him to get some time away from Stead 6, which looks like a proper, and we've got LH44, who looks like he is going to make some moves on the last lap of the race, the last final lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and it can't get any tighter than this. With less than half a second, LH44 needs to make some moves on Stead 6 to claim the podium position. Penalties between them is 1 second in the favour of Stead 6, so LH44 needs to get in front of Stead 6 and make a second over him to keep that spot. And Farf is over the finish line. That is the end of the race. Farf is the winner. We have Thomas, who is currently sitting in second, Stead 6 in third, and LH44 in fourth. LH44 clean driving, could have dove in there but decided not to because did not want to risk on the final bends. And we have a guy who's off course. Maverick's looking to take back his position from Rocker, but the penalties will stop that from happening. Liam and Rayner and Iron Knight are our final podium point place finishers. And Iron Knight jumped up to 8 due to penalties 2. So our final standings are Far from first, Thomas in second, Stead 6 in third, LH44 in fourth, Rocker in fifth, Maverick in sixth, that guy Draper in seventh, Iron Knight in 8th, 9th Liam, 10th Rayner. That's our top 10 guys. That was the Brazilian Grand Prix at the Autodromo. Jose Carlos Pace. Driver of the day on our screen, it says it's Far, but I would give it personally to myself. I would give that to Rocker because Rocker had a fantastic race. It was clean, did not make any mistakes, just didn't have the pace that Far usually does. So now we see our podium finishers celebrating the first, second and third. Congratulations to Farf, Thomas and Stead 6, Congratulations to LH44, who had a great effort, just short from getting that podium place. Rocco with a fantastic fight through from 17th to finish 5th. Maverick started in 6th, finished in 6th. That guy Draper up from 18th to 7th. Fantastic race. Knight up a few places, same as Liam. Congratulations to Rayners, who dropped down from 2nd to 10th through front wing damage. Drivers Apex, Benjamin Cardiff, Duro, Carlo, and Quadriti finishing just outside the points. Heffy, Carter, Cavex, Savant, Bagos, Kirano, all not finishing the race through various reasons. It's quite unfortunate for Carter, who did have a great qualifying session. To start 4th, having to bow out due to a few damaged wings. So that is the end of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Look forward to the Abu Dhabi Yas Marina race next week, which is the final race. Although we won't make any difference to our final standings, to our champions, which is Thomas and Red Bull. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.